what if she had one of those bags, colostomy bags, and it wasn't an operating? It would be cleaner.
That would be a non-starter for me. I'm not too proud to say that I would.
You don't want to? Yeah, I don't want a bag accidentally breaking.
I'm not. Yeah.
What if you sat on it on accident?
That would be rude of her to not say, like, yo, there's a whole bag of shit attached to me.
You are supposed to empty it. So
like, look, I'm trying to catch some D right now, but you should know. It's like if you have a herpes outbreak or something, you got to kind of just give it, like, look, this is what's up. Like,
it could be like a titty fuck, but a colostomy bag fuck.
This is the Bill Squire Show.
Don't ruin titty fucks, please.
Tommy.
Please don't ruin titty fucks.
Tommy, I'm on like 7 group chats with all dudes, and somehow
They don't
that
do
just
shit
destroyed,
about.
That just destroyed every group chat grossness. What? Colostomy bags or titty fucking?
I said titty fucking doesn't do anything. I mean, it's fun, but like
Titty
doesn't
fucking
do
seems
anything for me.
100%.
Oh, it is.
0% for the girl.
Yeah,
like it's fun. Like, go ahead.
Are we
You
talking
won't
about
like
this?
it.
Are we recording?
Yeah, we're recording.
Oh, thank
now.
God. I was like, this is like.
Oh, we're starting with the colostomy bag thing. Like that's. Yeah.
Colostomy
No,
bag
titty fucking 100% is like just. There's no way a woman. The fact that a woman acts like they're enjoying it is like so gracious, but.
Yeah,
It's-
I mean,
I think there's many things like that are. Oh, we're gonna crack them together, you piece of shit.
Well, guess
Alcoholic?
what? All right.
You gotta
1,
drink
2,
too.
3.
3.
Oh, I can't. Got it.
Welcome to the Bill Squire Show. I'm Bill Squire. That's Tommy. That's Pants.
Hi.
I'm not.
It's
a
been so
fucking
long.
cop.
I know,
I'm
it's-
not a fucking cop.
Booby
I'm a
grapefruit?
parrot.
More like booby grapefruit.
Yeah. Natural
We're
lime?
Back in the saddle again.
These are not.
Hey.
Oh,
Good Lord.
Oh,
Tommy,
yeah.
Tommy is
that was
amped
not.
up.
I'm sorry. I got so excited.
She's ghosted herself.
I have ghosted myself.
Tommy has she ghosted herself. She's amped up. she's ready to go. She's
Talking about
running all around.
fucking colostomy bags.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's my
Tit fuck
king.
colostomy bag. Oh, good Lord. So yeah,
That's not fat life.
shit's ready to go.
Literally.
today. Yeah.
Literally, guys. Okay.
All right. Well, what are the other sex things that are like just for the one person? I mean, most of like oral is like you can like I like doing it,
Oh, I enjoy
but I'm not
it
really
too.
getting anything from it. I'm just like, but I'm like I what I get from it is pleasing the other person. I
Yeah,
like
you,
that.
but you get something out of it, and like not to hop on a pedestal, like I enjoy doing it as well as receiving it. I think a lot of people, even though it's usually a one-sided affair, both people
are getting off to that. Well, not off per se, but getting there.
It's, I mean, it is
Foreplay.
definitely
I
something
think it's-
like foreplay for me.
Yeah.
Like, and it's my favorite kind of foreplay where like I'm getting turned on by it, but she gets to come.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. I love getting the girl a come before I even get going.
That feels
That's
like
a man right there.
But that's also like an accomplishment, like an in-game app purchase where it's like you unlocked an achievement on your way up
To
the
the-
mountain. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But it's honestly, it makes me feel so much better about the come that I'm going to have.
Yes. Yep.
Like it
Got like a little gold star before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I just, not every girl comes from like penetration.
Right.
Like, what's the number on that? Like, isn't it
I
like,
don't know. the
I think
numbers,
it's like
damn.
70%
Some
or
girls have to listen to my
90
It's a lot, yeah.
98% of the women that I've had sex with.
I pull out my Wacom tablet and I start talking about projects I worked on. Oof, basements get flooded.
Yeah. Oh, we've been gone for a while.
10
It's
Been what, 3
years.
weeks?
yeah, about that. It's been a long time.
We certainly ain't talking like it because
I know.
Shot out of a cannon today.
We are
if I do
shot
say
out of a
so
cannon.
myself.
We just want to get
'cause it's
things
been so long.
rolling. Because it's been so long.
I was on the plane. I was like, I just want to talk about titty fucking and poop and buttholes. I miss it so much. Even though I was walking around Miami, where literally there's just buttholes everywhere.
I've never
like
been to
Beautiful
Miami.
ones, too.
Literal like actual buttholes just hanging out of thongs, and then people that are buttholes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whole fucking city just looks like my fucking Instagram Discover tab.
Right. That's why I don't want to go.
My Instagram Discover tab I'm actually pretty impressed with. It used to be all boobs. Like I fell into like boobs and butt Discover tab, and now it is like none. Like you can
Nuns?
There's
Like
none.
and nuns?
Like look at this.
Shoes.
Oh, you are a sneakerhead, my man.
So many shoes.
A lot of shoes, but like, and then a lot of I think you should leave memes.
Yeah, that's pretty on brand for
Yeah.
you. Let's see mine real quick. Tommy, you want to pull yours out?
No, because
Yes.
mine's been so depressing for so long, but it's getting better.
Mine is definitely still
I've been
tits,
reporting all my shit.
tits, bodybuilders, and pro wrestlers. I'm very proud of that.
Right?
I feel like a father does after he like manicures and mows his lawn. Like you've worked really hard. to
Yeah,
put this
really
where-
put
like-
this all together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is my.
It's-
Guys, I've got
So-
baggy pants on mine now. I just was talking about them.
you're on this baggy pants thing
Yes,
right now.
let me be comfortable.
Yeah, you should be comfortable.
Damn, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Theo
White Claw.
Vaughn is here.
Theo
There's-
Von's really having a moment, isn't he?
He is.
He's
yeah.
been having a moment. So I've known Theo for a very long time. I worked with him at a comedy club.
Sorry, that was me, guys.
That's okay. Back
photo
in,
on
I don't know,
mine.
2008 or 9.
Mhm.
And it was like a few years after he was off on Road Rules. I think he might have still done like a thing or two with Road Rules at that point and like the challenges. And he was so funny, but this is in Missouri. So this audience was not connecting with what he was doing because he really had to find his audience. He also had to find his voice and like figure it out and the absurdity of what he says and how he says it and like watching his career path has been one of the most interesting and satisfying things to see somebody go through where instead of like trying to become something they're not or just being like, I'm just going to be the next this. He's like, I'm just going to be all the way Theo Von, be a complete original and just see what happens. And it fucking worked. And he's like blowing up. Like, I mean, he's been big for a while, but he's like literally like, who did he just have on his podcast? It was John Mulaney. That's a huge get. Like that's you know,
John Mulaney is like nuclear famous. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why it surprises me every time
Yeah.
about how famous John Mulaney is.
Yeah.
But yes.
So Theo Von, but I mean, he's had awesome people on his podcast, but even just him on his podcast alone is
fucking
hilarious
funny.
because
He's
he's
so
just so
weird.
ridiculous and out there. Do you know he used to go and there's anything that's in his past where he says, I did this or who knows, but he spins a good web either way.
Yeah.
And he talks about how he used to go to like women's houses to like be like he'd massage their vaginas and make them come. It was like,
He was like a
Wait,
John,
really?
like a
But it was like a-
There's a guy on.
like a
it was like
guy
a,
hooker.
it was more
No sex at the end.
no sex at the end.
There's a
was
guy
just-
on Twitter that does that shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I am horny watching
Just
this.
a
Like
finger
how
blaster?
and yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
And he did that for a while, and like I remember telling stories about that on other
Damn, I
like,
didn't know that about
radio
him.
shows and podcasts.
Do you have his
and
number?
I do have his number.
Well, someone.
But you're not the
That's
first
okay.
person this week
I know.
to even ask me if I have his number. I haven't texted him in 13 years, so I don't know if it's still his number.
Yeah, maybe not.
But
Well, mine's
I-
been the same since I was like fucking 12.
Yeah. I mean, it might be
Might
his
be.
number still, but like I worked with him 4 or 5 years ago. Like maybe it was after that. It was 2019, like later in 2019 or yeah, something like that. Did a show with him. Great dude, just real fun, real chill dude. But yeah, like his ascent into just being so absurd and weird and it finding such a large like usually if you're that absurd and weird, you're like off in this like small niche type of
Yeah, he's
group,
gotten like
but he's got a huge
name-
fan base.
yeah.
The lots of women being fans of him is now making sense to me. If he with the whole finger.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I don't think a lot of them know about that.
I
think
did
that's-
not know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No,
that-
I'm making a joke.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean,
no,
he's,
but I like
yeah.
literally.
He's also just a handsome fucking dude.
Great. Yeah, I mean, but good-looking guy. But like literally, I want to say I've had conversations with 4 or 5 women in the past few months where Theo Von gets brought up. Like,
Yeah.
No,
and I,
there's-
like he
there's-
only exists to
funny.
me in like TikTok clips,
Mm-hmm.
which is not to say like I wouldn't check out his comedy, but
Ooh, that
Nice.
was pretty
We're coming
good.
for
2 out of 3 on the board.
I know.
We got a bat
So
for the
far,
cycle,
it's
Tommy.
pants though. That's winning. His was a
Yeah,
little bit
yeah.
deeper.
Stay tuned. I ate turkey burgers earlier. I'm not trying to push it too hard here.
Yeah.
Very garlicky.
Yeah. I had a Godfather wrap is what it's called from Heinen's. It's like a Italian wrap.
Sounds awesome.
Pretty good. Pretty
Italian?
good.
What kind of Italian?
Was it a Mario Italian or was it an Al
Robert De
Pacino
Niro.
Italian?
What's
Robert,
Italian?
it was probably more Robert
played-
De Niro, more Sopranos.
Since I know nobody on
Gabagool.
Hinge, no one on Hinge appreciated it, I screen grabbed. You can do a voice prompt where you get like basically a question, you can answer it. So of course I just sent it to Tommy because I'm like, no one's listening to this on Hinge. So
It's like
she
I need
seemed
a
to
girl
appreciate
that
it.
will listen to me. Let me send it to
Oh,
Tommy.
can you please play this?
Sure.
Please play this.
Oh, it's so good. I was dying.
Hold on. let me
This is
find
stuff
it.
that should be going to the group chat, not just Tommy.
That's you know what?
I-
That's on me.
No,
I'm sorry.
we
All right,
gotta-
let me. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
All right.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I hate this already. But I
Hold
love
on a second.
Oh.
All right. So, also, I was like laying one side of my face smashed against the pillow when I did this
Yeah.
because I refused to put any effort into my dating app presence whatsoever. So I just want me to let it rip here.
Yeah.
This is hi in Italian. Hey, everybody. And then this is hi in Mario Italian. Let's go. And then this is hi in Italian. If Al Pacino said it, how you doing? And then this is hi in Robert De Niro Italian. Hello, ma'am.
And then the prompt was say hi in as many languages as I know, which is what they're
Wonderful.
They're
And this
assuming
got you nothing?
you know, crickets, if you
Dude.
can believe it.
Kind of bullshit.
I got home from
honestly.
my 9-day trek out into Miami and Austin, and I just was cracked out. Wow!
That was a good one.
Oh, little epilogue there.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Very
I
good.
might get more.
We're coming with some heat today. We
Yeah.
got
On fire.
poop bag, tit fucks, burps,
Absence
all the
mixed.
different kinds of Italian. I did see the new Mario movie.
And
Was it good?
It was great. I loved it.
I was supposed to see it, but just
I'm surprised you didn't.
Kinda
Oh,
switched.
also May 3rd. Would you guys like to go to Guardians of the Galaxy?
yes,
Hey,
absolutely.
what day of the-
Wednesday,
It's still my
free
favorite
on
Marvel
Wednesdays?
movie.
No.
Yeah.
Wait.
May 3rd.
Why am I in September? Okay, remind me, but yeah, I'm down.
Okay. Yeah, it'll be 7:00. We'll be there. Yeah. So.
Knew doing this podcast would pay off eventually.
Yeah, I'm honestly not like super stoked on the movie, but like I want to see it anyways.
First one was probably my favorite.
Ooh.
Oh man!
Now
Yeah.
we're coming.
Yeah, now we're getting into the championship rounds here.
Tommy's like, oh, I'm feeling a challenger
Tommy's like
coming.
giving herself the Heimlich maneuver.
Yeah,
freaking-
gotta get my yes up.
So yeah, like I know Italian, and I did
Yeah?
speak a little actual Spanish in Miami with the aid of a Google translator, and you've never seen a person just more excited to speak bad Spanish. And, like I was in a car with an Uber, and I'd be like this. I'd go, hold on, and I'd go like tap, and then I would just say like I'd be rolling R's when there wasn't any R's and shit. And just way too excited.
All
gave him
right.
5
Could I
stars
get
already.
another White Claw, please?
Yes.
And I would like to get into.
You want a green one or a raspberry one?
Whatever. Green's fine. We'll do green. I'll match
St.
with
Patrick's
Tommy.
Day.
Ooh, St. Patrick's Day. Oh, take me back.
What a great
St.
day.
Patrick's Day was such a fun
What a
day.
great day.
What a good day. That was the funnest drunk I've had in a long time.
That was like I didn't feel embarrassed about one photo I saw from the day after.
No, it was
That one.
great. They were all great.
All right. Let's get into this topic and then we'll see where things go after that. But I wanted to do an episode where we try and come up with better endings for shows that had disappointing or controversial endings. And the list of shows that I came up with were Seinfeld, Sopranos, Lost, and Game of Thrones. So I'm sorry, this can be a burpee day.
What
I got
the
work to do.
fuck?
All right, I'm gonna get on the fucking horse here.
So
Mm.
which one would you guys like to start
I say
with?
we should start with Sopranos because
Sopranos.
it's Most
Our
people,
favorite, yeah.
yeah, and most people would argue it wasn't a bad ending.
Right. I was going to
Polarizing,
say.
yes, but-
Yeah.
Polarizing.
not
Yeah, that's why I
bad.
said polarizing or like controversial.
Yeah, because
or
the
whatever.
shitty ones are the more fun ones to discuss. Like
Yeah.
Sopranos, to me, like
It was
they stuck the landing
honestly
perfectly.
great. Yeah, it was perfect in my
But
opinion.
that being said, do you guys believe that Tony got killed at the end of that?
Yes,
Yeah,
didn't he
David
say
Chase
yeah.
said that he got killed.
Oh,
It
he
took
actually
like
came
10
out and
years
said
or
that.
whatever,
Yeah, it took him a
but-
while to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck
he
that
said it.
talking point.
Yeah, wow, way to go. No.
So here's
Idiot.
you guys each have
Are you even
how
Italian?
you would how do you say hello in Tony Soprano Italian?
Just like breathing heavy through the nose. There's no hi. How you doing?
Ooh,
Yeah, that was
How
pretty
you-
good.
how
that's
you
pretty
doing?
good.
Here's how I think it should have ended. I think instead of like they had the same ending where they cut to black, but then they bring it back and it's Tony standing over a gunman, but his family was all killed.
Damn, that's
Ooh,
fucked
So
up.
they took
It's
everything
grim.
from him, and now Tony's like like just gonna go fucking nuts.
Just left to be an absolute monster.
Because he would have been in trouble anyways, right?
Yeah.
At the end, like, 'cause they were pretty close to getting him, weren't they?
right.
Well, they were at
Yeah.
all-out war. Yeah, I mean, it was at that point
Yeah.
it was war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like
That would be a
The-
fucked up
the-
ending. I like it.
they get
That's some Game of
that
Thrones
assassin
shit.
comes in, something goes wrong, they end up killing his kids and his wife. He somehow doesn't get killed.
Not enough bullets.
Yeah, just not enough bullets. Like he didn't, something happens, but we don't know exactly how it went
Mhm.
down. That's I still like
Damn.
the cut to black,
Yeah.
but then you come back and Tony's standing, like blood pouring off his face or something, and this guy's dead. But you see Carmela and AJ and Meadow all dead too. And
Oh my god, guys. What the
Sorry.
fuck?
this is the burpiest episode we've ever
I
had.
only
Sounded
apologize for
gooey.
the potential aroma of that and not
Yeah.
the sound.
So I think that would take it to a really dark place. But like, I mean, because then you have to write the rest of the story of how Tony handles that
Yeah, you don't know.
on your own. Like we're not
Mhm.
getting another episode. We're not even getting another scene.
You're left to just
Yeah.
think about how Tony
How
lives the
Tony's
rest of
gonna
his life.
handle
Would
it.
react. Yeah.
I would have the Russian from the Pine Barrens episode reappear at
Yeah.
the end when the gunman walks through the door,
Mhm.
and for whatever reason, I don't have a good excuse. He just kills the gunman.
We're gonna have some very happy boys.
Just a small town girl living in. I can't hit that though.
Burpee world.
Because Pine Barrens, not to get into big Sopranos talk, is like widely regarded as the best Sopranos episode.
Yeah,
It's not my favorite, but I understand why most people it's their favorite.
such a like agonizing episode. It is agonizing,
But it's also
great.
hilarious.
It's hilarious, but it's
yeah, it's a trip.
it's a tough episode. It's very funny. I don't
It
know
almost
if
it also feels like the greatest, and this might be a hot take, like the greatest filler episode in the history of television because it really is just
it doesn't really
Paulie
affect
and-
the plot. at all.
Paulie and Chrissy just left to
Yeah.
like just like sort of riff and
Yeah.
do their thing, which like everyone loves
Loves
that
that, yeah.
dynamic. But yeah, nothing of note happens besides it being like this weird, insane side quest of an episode,
Yeah,
which is fun.
yeah. I mean, it is. Yeah, it is really fun. All right, Tommy, how would you end it?
No, I didn't have another ending. I was thinking that, but I'm like, it was kind of perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, it's-
All right.
Yeah,
mean-
I have a hard time. I like the ending where you don't exactly see what's going on. I know
Yeah.
that kind of pissed some people off, but yeah, I don't know. I liked it.
All right, let's move on to Seinfeld. Now,
I don't know the ending. I
So
mean,
the
I
end
never
of
was like
Seinfeld,
into
I'll set the table.
Seinfeld hard.
He's getting a pilot. Like his pilot's finally getting picked up
Okay.
after all these years, and they're flying in the NBC private jet. They're all on top of the world. They're like, "Oh my God, Jerry's gonna be rich beyond his wildest dreams." Like it's the like ultimate like goal for a comedian. And then the plane has some trouble. They have to make an emergency landing, and they're walking around this small town, and there's a guy that's getting robbed, and they don't help. And so then there's a law in this town based on Princess Diana dying. It's a Good Samaritan law where, like, because all these paparazzi didn't help when they were in that crash, they're like, oh, you have to help or else you're like an accessory to the crime too. So then they have this trial. They bring back all these people that are character witnesses that just tell how horrible they are. And then they end up in jail for a year or something like that. It's kind of a stupid ending. I actually didn't hate it as much as everybody else.
Yeah.
So that was the ending, was
Yeah.
they were going to be in jail
They
for a
go
year.
to jail for a year. Yeah.
Okay.
I think how I reconcile the displeasure with that episode is it's a show that's built on, it's a show about nothing.
Nothing,
Right.
nonsense.
And about four terrible people
Yeah.
that do just essentially do nothing. So I'm like, how do you really stick the landing on that? Because
Yeah.
it could have just ended with them, just all four of them at the diner,
Yeah.
sort of sitting around. So it's like, you know, they could have been something different, I guess.
Mhm.
But it's still a top 5 all-time TV show to me,
Yeah.
regardless of that.
Should have been a plane crash and they died.
Should have been a plane crash and they died.
Yeah.
Pants, do you have an idea of how they could have ended it better?
Newman kills Jerry.
Oh, that would have been fucking dark, but I love it.
I mean, like, you
I love
gotta
it.
forgive me. So by the time Seinfeld wrapped up, was Curb Your Enthusiasm a thing yet?
No.
Okay.
No, it took another like year or two before that was a thing.
My thing is, like, those guys all made just astronomical amounts of money off that
Mhm.
show, and Larry David clearly does not give a fuck about much.
Right.
So why not just do the wildest?
Well,
like,
I think they did what they thought was pretty wild.
for network
Like,
TV, sure.
yeah.
I think though, if you're asking me to be a revisionist historian of it,
Yeah.
if Newman showed up and there was finally sort of a crescendo to that whole sort of weird beef, that would be where because
All right.
that's for whatever reason the first thing I think of when I think of Seinfeld is always just Newman and Jerry's weird tension.
So I'm thinking something a little bit similar, but it would be with Banyan. Or Banya?
Banya.
So Banya, who's like this hack comedian, I think the funniest thing would have been for him to get super famous, and it drives Jerry insane, and he like can't handle it, and he loses, like he stops doing comedy and like just kind of like falls into like a super, and like that's how it ends, is like Banya becomes Jerry, and like they all become friends with Banya and just kind of leave Jerry out of it.
I think that would be great. And then, but I think the irony of it is nothing about Jerry's life would change. I think he would just still continue to do, because you know,
Right,
like-
but that's like,
no, I mean like just his day-to-day
Yeah.
life would be just him eating cereal,
yeah.
just him.
But he's just not
sort
doing
of-
stand up and making money like he was.
Oh, he couldn't do stand-up anymore. Like he would be seen as a Banya ripoff.
Well, he would be, yeah, that's a good way to go about it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they flip it. Like the
Yeah,
whole thing
that's
just flips on his
funny.
head.
That's funny.
I saw a meme not too long ago. It was the funniest thing because for as long as we thought about Seinfeld, they just go, you could tell Seinfeld is the most realistic show ever written because none of Jerry's friends ever go see him perform.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can
damn.
relate.
If you think about it, like
I
literally
know.
every show starts with him on stage. You
Yeah.
don't see Kramer, George, or
Well, and the
Elaine
one
ever.
time they do go, there's like a girl there that's makes it fucking terrible, or like Kramer laughs too hard and ruins it. So like,
Oh.
I mean, listen, I love Nick White, but is he the best audience member? No, he's not.
He'll make you pay for it.
Yeah.
And then also I relate too closely to Seinfeld the show anymore, not because like I'm funny, but just the dating aspect of that show
Yeah.
has become frighteningly prophesizing for your boy.
I owe my views on
the
women's
board.
like on pro-choice to the episode where Elaine breaks up with a guy because he's pro-life. And she's like, I can't date him. He's pro-life. You gotta be pro-choice. And I was like, I don't even know what that is. But if Elaine's pro-choice, I want to be able to date an Elaine. So I'm gonna be pro-choice.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't
I
even
like
know what I
it.
was agreeing to, but I was like,
Did
whatever.
they go
it
into
is.
it in the episode?
No,
Do you remember?
No. They just, I mean, they just use those
Yeah.
terms, but
Oh.
I was just like, pro-choice. I'm her body, whatever that means. your body, your burps.
I don't know why I did.
Tommy
I
threw
don't
the
know why I
Nixon
did
peace
the
fingers.
Nixon.
You do the Nixon thing kind of regularly.
Oh, is that your deal?
I did
I don't know how I never
No,
caught
I
that.
don't think so.
Oh, boy.
All right. The next one is the next show is
Wait.
Lost.
Sorry, I don't want to sidebar completely. If we count AJ, who runs the Seinfeld cast out of the four of us?
Okay, counting AJ.
So you
I think
gotta be
AJ's
Jerry.
Kramer.
AJ's Kramer.
I mean, unfortunately, based on the way your dating life's going, I think you're George.
Yeah, Summer George.
I guess I get to be Jerry,
And then,
and then you're Elaine.
okay, that
Wow,
was
because I'm a girl, guys.
you kind of sound like
Guys.
Elaine right now too.
Yeah.
So yeah, sorry. But okay, that was not nearly
Easy.
As,
That was
yeah.
not
Yeah,
hard
Okay.
at all.
really super
Anyways,
easy.
fuck me and I'm lost.
Yeah.
Way to go.
All right, Lost. Now, the ending of Lost is where they find out that they all have been dead the whole time. They're in some sort of afterlife.
So I've never seen Lost at all.
At all,
Like
okay.
Seinfeld, I'm familiar with.
So,
but
On Lost,
Lost?
they are.
what is even the concept?
They were in a plane crash and they were stranded on this island, and all these weird things are happening. There's a smoke monster. There's a polar bear. There's hatches with other people.
Polar
that-
bear, so weird.
There's
The
just
first
all this,
3 seasons of that show are honestly some of the
fucking-
wildest
Really?
fucking
Okay.
television you'll
Yeah.
ever see in your life.
And then when it got weird, like I didn't stick with it, but I know how it ends, and I think the ending could have been so much cooler, but they just went with they're
This is a
dead
dream
and
kind
in
of thing. Okay,
purgatory.
Dad. Okay.
and they've been dead and
Yeah.
And the thing was, it was like the first big network prestige serial show, and it happened at just the time when streaming was kind of just becoming a thing.
Streaming was starting to be a thing. Twitter was starting to be a thing. Social media. So like people are talking
Live
It
about
really
streaming
caught
almost.
like it
Or
started.
not live
What
streaming,
didn't it
but-
start in 2007?
It started in 2004.
2004. I had to
So,
fucking watch it with my
MySpace.
ex-girlfriend
Yeah.
on Netflix DVDs to catch up.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So imagine watching a show that you are so completely engrossed with, and you can't you're fucking scratching your fucking face off to see more of it, and then like the DVD ends and you have to send it back in and wait for like 4 days for another DVD.
yeah.
That was like that show caught fire at that point where you couldn't just watch the whole fucking thing and catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember it being kind of a while ago.
It was
but-
like event. It was like
It was
I mean,
very
it wasn't
I
the
didn't
first
even think it
event,
was-
the first
yeah.
event TV show, but it
Okay.
just was like it took it all to the next level for the time.
It was a
existed.
phenomenon for sure. There was not anything that was like that. And then when the finale premiered, like in Cleveland, a bunch of people's cable went out. And they
That
didn't even get to
sucks.
see it, so that was fucking a whole thing.
Mm.
So a lot of things went wrong with that, but the ending is basically they were all dead the whole time. And I think there could have been a much more interesting ending where, like, you know, you can say they're in a different universe or it's a magic island or something like that, and not use the cop out.
It was a total like next to a dream sequence. It was just
Yeah.
a total.
It was
And
a
I
total
think
cop out. It was not.
You've seen Game of Thrones, right?
Oh yeah.
It suffered from kind of the same fate where you could tell they had
just gave
written-
up.
They'd written themselves into some corners.
Yeah, well, though I think they written just they threw together like this sort of pilot idea
Mm-hmm.
that they had 2 seasons of a show written and they just could take it wherever they wanted to, and then it blew the fuck up, and the network was like, we want 32 more seasons of this,
Yeah.
and they're just kind of like,
Stretched. Yeah.
best we could do is 6.
Right.
Right,
And
yeah.
also, if they had landed it after season 3 and done the reveal then, I think it would have been way more accepted as that's the ending, and that's like, but because they had to drag it out so much, it took it to a much more disappointing place, because it was just kind of like, why were
What
you
the
doing
fuck
all
was
this
the
stuff
point?
for
Yeah.
nothing?
I would
What was it?
argue this, and I'm not defending the creators of the show. They opened so many plot, just sort of subplots and
Yeah.
tangents off sub things that even if they would have stuck the landing with the ending, you'd have had people go, well, what about, you know, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K? What about all those subplots that you just
Didn't-
punted on and
yeah.
didn't like? You know, there were so many things and side
Sounds
quests.
like Game
that
of
show.
Thrones.
I thought of the
I don't even remember half of them.
I thought of the most problematic ending. They actually did survive. They get rescued. They find out that it just was like a weird experimental island, and they find out that the reason the plane crashed is because there was a female pilot. And she was on her period.
I love
What if a
it.
network show ended the series? Like, well, we figured out why the plane crashed is because old Betsy airline pilot was on her period, and she's just like, I hate you guys, and boosh.
I got nothing after that one. I don't think. Best I could think is, because you can't cop out, it would have to lead to some sort of Matrix type thing where Jack was Neo and Locke was Agent Smith. And like that's the one sort of constant they built up towards the end of that show, was you had these two alpha and omega characters. But it's still just like they just built like this house of cards. They were never gonna they were not gonna solve it in any regard. And I'm not trying to cop out of an answer on it. It's just like, I don't really know where you go with it.
Where would it have even ended?
Yeah.
It just was like, I remember I was watching this series finale with my ex, and then we're both laying on our couches, and I just remember my ex going, "Are you fucking crying?" And because I was like, I had so much invested in this show and these characters, and I felt like I'd grown with them. And then I just was like, yeah, it's not even that good. I was like, I don't even know why I'm crying right now. And it just was like, I think because of the sadness that it was ending and the sadness that they just, it was not. Like, it just was like, oh, you don't care.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all had to go on vacation or whatever.
Yeah, it was me in Game
That's-
of Thrones. I
that's
think
as
I
close-
cried every
what's that?
episode. I said that was me in Game of Thrones. Like every episode I cried. I'm like, I'm so fucking mad at you, but I love this show and I love these people. Like,
Well, no, the final
you
season, though, you could
motherfuckers.
feel the sense that they were not going to stick the landing.
No.
No matter
Yeah.
they were treading so much water with the final season and every episode. And it's like, it just was like a lot of, we're going back across the island and we're going across the island again
And
for
all
no
the
reason.
traveling, like that they like. It took time in all the other seasons to like get anywhere, and then in the final season they're just like zipping around. Like, we're not going to show all that traveling. It's just gonna be boop, bop, beep, ba-da, boop,
And they were
bop, beep,
introducing
beep,
new
bop, boop.
characters in the final season that it just was like,
Why?
it felt like the Too Many Cooks TV intro where they just kept throwing, you know what I mean? Anyways, I apologize. I don't really have a good solve for that. I think your solution is way funnier than anything I was going to come up with.
Wait, what was it?
I didn't have one.
You don't have one at all? Do you have one?
No, because I never saw it.
You never saw Game of Thrones?
No, Game of Thrones.
Oh, we're
I thought
on
we
the
were
Game of Thrones
talking.
now.
Oh, are we talking? No,
No, we were talking about-
I thought we moved
I'm
on
still
to-
talking about Lost. Okay.
Okay, no,
All
no.
right, okay.
I was
yeah.
like, we were
Yeah, I had a
asking
good
this.
one.
Yeah.
It was the
Oh, no,
lady,
Game of Thrones.
lady crashed the plane.
Lady
So,
So wait,
And everybody's being punished for even getting on a plane with a lady pilot in the first place.
who didn't feel like the Game of Thrones series finale was like watching a Browns game where you're just watching it and you're just feeling like your faith is being punished for no particular reason at all?
So
Just-
fucked up.
Just even like the mountain and the fucking the Hound are just finally squaring off, and it's like,
Like, yeah, we got it, but
nah, here a giant
it's-
boulder crashes on both of them. You guys get it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
Gave
fucking-
up. Cersei forgetting about the fucking Iron Fleet. Or not Cersei, Daenerys with the dragon. Like, just her dragon dies because she forgot.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
How'd she forget
How
about
do you
her dragon?
fucking forget about, like, the whole battle? Yeah,
I forgot
no.
about it. I was
remember
busy, all right? I
Right.
was busy.
I have like mile mark, I guess, prestige TV with women I'm dating at the time, but I remember another ex, we watched the whole series finale and the credits start rolling at the end and she just was staring blankly at the black screen with the words coming down, and I just sat down like a dad trying to explain how Santa Claus didn't exist, and I just go, I was like, that's the game.
Yeah.
I go, that's the game, buddy.
That's it. That's how it goes.
Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
I blame everybody.
But the early seasons were so good.
So
Yeah, that's a
fucking good.
problem though. Is
I
it's like
know.
sometimes they clearly were over it by the time that like they
Well,
they
because
were,
they had so many other projects that were like on the
Star Wars.
precipice.
They
Yeah,
were
they were doing
sold
Star
on
Wars.
fucking
Yeah.
Star Wars, and they were like, peace. Like, how do you start a show about the fucking Night King,
Mhm.
and then the whole thing just ends like 3 episodes in to the last season
Right.
by like nothing crazy?
But yeah, just like a little girl stabs him.
Right.
that was the highlight of that. That's the only thing I remember from that series. That didn't even happen in the series finale, did it?
No.
No, it was like in the second or third
That was
episode,
the-
I
it was
think.
like the third
Yeah,
episode,
that
yeah.
should have been the fucking
finale.
climax.
That was
you would
honestly like
think,
the
but-
only. I literally stood up out of my seat where I didn't see it coming because I'm an idiot, and then I saw it. I go, yo,
Yo.
let it go. It's not gonna get better than this.
But they also had like why Arya? Arya's sick. I love Arya, but like they built up the whole Jon Snow versus
The Night King.
the Night King,
But-
and then nothing.
I think that's just to
that
keep
ever
people
happened.
guessing.
Yeah, and I think that would have been too easy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because like Jon
could
Snow's
have
like
been
the Hulk
Daenerys too,
Hogan.
though. Like Song of Ice and Fire.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, when you have Bran the Broken sitting there, you kind of gotta fucking.
Okay, so how do you guys end it? Because I got my answer, and I know
I wanted the Night King to just
Dude,
kill
yeah,
everybody.
and
that's
Honestly,
kind of like where I was
honestly,
going.
yeah.
I think
it should have been nobody fucking won because nobody's a
Well-
hero, nobody's a villain. Just y'all got
But
one.
that's the thing is like if the Night King wins, the Night King descends on Westeros,
Mhm.
like, and then they just take over, and then they stop there because they're not going across the sea.
right.
But like then the walkers, they just have that whole chunk of land, but then there's still people across the sea and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
you still have wars that can happen, but like I think the White Walkers winning
Would
and
have been
wiping all
sick.
the and like all those people like dying at their hands, being like, "Oh, I guess we should have been worried about this other thing
Right.
as winter was." Yeah, that's how
Winter
I want it to
came.
end. That's how I want it to end.
Winter came.
Winter came, and I want it to be like Cersei looking at Sansa and just being like, "I guess winter did come," and then they dead.
The thing is, like the show that was built on literally not only breaking your heart or like
Mhm.
or like just killing everyone you ever loved. You
Mhm.
can't have it. It kind of had a happy ending that no one was happy with.
Right.
And then, so like I think you would have had to set it up with Jon Snow taking the throne, and then at the last minute, the Night King showing up and fucking stabbing him through the eyeballs or something. You know, like something
Yeah.
gruesome and unwatchable, and
Yeah.
just making you feel terrible about being alive.
Or what if Eddard, as a headless horseman, saves the day? He's got, he's zombified, but he's got his head in one hand and a sword in the other.
Is he like a good?
Oh, that was
Would he be
small.
like a good White Walker? Would he
Yeah,
be like a
basically.
rogue-
His
a
brother
rogue
was
White
kind of
Walker?
a
See, that would even
half.
be way more interesting than Bram the Broken. Fucking
Listen, okay. It's been a while since I've read the books, but as a book reader, I did
Oh, okay.
honestly
just,
like
flexing
Bran.
on us. All
No,
right.
listen.
This is about watching
Listen,
things, not
Bran,
reading
no,
things.
Bran,
Look,
that's
knows
not what
how
I was
to-
going for.
Oh,
Bran could have
read
been
books.
sick. Like, he could have been in the fucking dragon, working into the dragon, fucking shit up, killing. Yeah, I don't know. There should have been more magic with the Night King dying.
That show was thoroughly amazing until the
Until the
finale
last
season.
fucking season.
Like,
oh,
the
it makes
one-
me so mad.
That what sums that show up to me is not even the Red Wedding. It's the fucking scene. What was Pedro Pascal's character?
The Viper.
Oberyn.
Yes,
yeah.
Oberyn.
When Oberyn's
Right,
fucking
was it
hot dogging around the fucking mountain, and then you can just feel like,
Oh, don't
bro,
do
you
that.
are
I
about to get
know.
fucked up.
I
And then he
know.
got, not only did he get fucked up, he got fucked up in such a way. Sorry.
A little comfortable. You're like you're just like a little face in the corner of the screen, so it's like
Like a boomer on vacation selfie angle. He's like, I'm just like, dude. I go, dude. And then like the way that he got killed was the most gruesome thing I've ever seen committed to film, fake or real. Where,
Dude,
like,
it's so good.
it's so gross.
It's so
And I
fucked
was like, man. I go, this show really does just stomp on your balls, and then it was awesome.
it was
But
such a
it's
great show,
terrible.
and it's not even that the ending was that bad. It was so rushed compared
Russian, yes.
compared to what the rest of the show.
But
was.
it didn't
'Cause
have to be rushed.
It
Like,
didn't have to be,
they
but
could
they
have
did.
taken like 5 years off, and they could have just like done the like another 2 or 3 seasons because
Yeah.
HBO was going to pay them $3 bajillion.
Right.
Yeah.
and they
George
just
didn't
were
fucking
over it.
help though
Yeah.
either. Like going in, like having a story and then him just not fucking
I don't
finishing
blame
the book.
him though, but I really don't blame him because it's kind of like, I didn't know y'all wanted to make a show about this book I wrote. I'm like,
But
you're
he
on my
agreed.
time, not the other ones.
Yeah, true. And
I get
yeah.
it. Like I relate to that guy wholly, where it's like, okay,
My time's my
He's like
time.
that
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got
like
it.
don't rush
Yeah.
me. Like you,
But I
you all
could
like
also-
this book enough, these 3
Yeah.
million page books enough to make a whole series about it. You could wait it a couple more years,
Right.
like whatever.
That's true. I agree. Good point.
And he's
Good
like,
point.
yeah, I gave you plenty to work with. Plenty to work with.
And also, then
They
he
could
didn't-
have, like,
he didn't have a
lasted
problem really
longer.
with them just trying to free ball their own.
Ending.
So-
Yeah, I think he
Yeah.
gave them the
The end
points,
it-
and then they
yeah.
go,
That was
and
it.
then they go ahead and figure it out yourself.
That was another show I don't think I got in on it until it was probably like in the 3rd or 4th season.
Yeah, I think I was like second.
Because I'm not really a medieval
I was from
fantasy
the
guy.
jump because my brother was reading the books already,
Mm.
so he's like, "We got to watch this show." So I was from the jump.
I remember
that
I
was
had it
one of the-
recorded on DVDs.
I'm
but-
not like I can't even really do like Harry Potter stuff, but like any medieval fantasy shit, like I just can't. It doesn't hold my
Not your stuff.
attention. But that one, ooh,
That one did.
Game
Yeah.
of Thrones fucking.
I'm like,
good,
yo, you
yeah.
guys are just killing everybody, and there's like
Mhm.
tits everywhere, and
Yeah.
it sounds great.
It was great, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah. That. Oh, I'm so
we
mad.
got-
I'm
there's
heated.
dicks.
I'm mad because now
What-
I'm
what-
just thinking about Tyrion. Like, he would not have fucking put all those people in the goddamn crypt. Like, he's not stupid. When you're fucking
Dinklage?
bringing the yeah, Tyrion. Like
Yeah.
the beginning of that fucking season. He's like, oh, let's all go into the crypt
Yeah.
while we're gonna fucking resurrect dead people.
Mhm.
Tyrion's smart. He wouldn't
Come
have
on,
done
we
that.
Know, we gotta,
So
we
many
know better.
people got fucking castrated on that show too.
Yes. I love it.
You
So
love,
many
you love a
dicks got
castration.
shot.
I love a castration.
That's
We
the
love
evilest
getting-
thing you've ever said. Like, and just the way, like,
Yeah, you
said it.
gotta grab that sound bite.
Yeah.
to use forward.
Yeah, that's a promo for sure. That's
So we all in agreement though. It should have been the Night King.
Yes.
Night
I
King,
think so.
I think that would have been great. I think that would have been really, it, and it would have been on line with how the show goes because it's for the whole rest of the time it didn't give you what you wanted, and then it, like you said, it kind of did.
I also was a huge fan of Cersei. It
Yeah,
would have kind of been sick if like
she saved the day.
she was the one and Danny
Uh-huh.
needed to like bend the knee and Cersei's like, yeah, we're here. Like
we
and
go.
she's fucking evil motherfucker.
I think they went down the list of things that they thought people would expect, and they're just like, nope,
Yeah.
nope. And it was like, which I can respect because I hate fan service, but at the same time, it's like what they just arrived at
Mhm.
was so arbitrary.
So
and-
yeah.
No one was fucking with Bram the whole time on that show. No one that I talked to was like, you know who you need to watch, Bram.
That's what I'm saying. If you read the
you
books, there's
saying
a little bit
Bram or
better.
Bran?
Bran.
Bram.
Brams.
Bram.
No, with an N.
Bran. Did I catch a
Bran.
D in there?
There's a Bran. Just
N
Bran.
with an
Well,
N.
His full name's Brandon, but he went by Bran, right?
I
Yeah.
thought it went by
Yeah.
Bram, like Bram Stoker.
No, it's
Bran
Bran
was-
with an N.
Oh.
Yeah.
N. You have
Bran-
been saying Bram.
Pan with the D.
Pan.
Pam.
Pan. Is that The Office? What is that?
No, that's
Step Brothers.
Step
Oh,
Brothers, yeah.
fuck. Okay.
Well, hello, Miss Lady.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
So good.
I love
Shut
that
your
movie.
mouth.
It's great.
That's one of my all-time favorite.
Wedding
comedies.
Crashers 2 is up there.
I don't love that movie.
What?
It's
Ew.
not on the level of Step
Ew,
Brothers.
really?
To me.
No?
Yeah,
Oh my
it's-
god, it is up there for
It's
me.
funny. It's not Step
It's
Brothers.
funny. Like it was funny. Like the first
To me.
time I watched it, it doesn't have the
Whatever.
replay value of Step
Oh,
Brothers.
see, I think it
Yeah.
does.
I think because I grew up with a little brother, and just every scene when those two are acting like idiots, like antagonizing each other,
Yeah.
it's like instant tears.
Yeah.
Like when they're sitting at the table just eating,
Yeah.
and they're not saying anything to each other, but they're staring down each other. I'm like, it's just I instantly
It's
start crying. I go,
hilarious, yeah.
this is me from age 5 to 13
Yeah,
or 20. Oh, I love that movie.
it's great. Now I want to
Because
watch it.
I think we talked about this before, where it's hard to stick the landing in a comedy, and Step Brothers has a very funny finale. Probably one of the better finales in a comedy, with the whole singing and everything like that, where it is like kind of heartwarming,
Wow,
but
yeah.
it's awesome.
Well, but you can get
And
away
boats,
with not
and he's just drumming boats and hoes along with it, like fucking hilarious.
But you can get away with not sticking the landing in a comedy movie over not sticking the landing in a prestige drama.
Yes.
Right? No, I know.
Oh,
but I'm
yeah.
saying like the one of the problems I have with Wedding Crashers is the third act is just a whole like it loses the comedy.
It's kind of like
and
the
it
love
just
story.
becomes
The
rom-
rom-com.
Yeah,
I
like
feel
they're-
you.
yeah.
Okay.
Is that
I
where Will
respect
Ferrell's
that.
like he's crashing funerals
Yeah,
at
he's
that
crashing
point?
funerals
That's so
and, like-
sick.
It is.
I love that
kinda
so-
wanna
Because like
do
when
it.
they're at the mansion, everything's fucking
It's great,
funny.
yeah.
But then like from that point
Touche.
on,
That makes sense.
it just kind of like it's just like okay, now we just got to figure out how to actually make all these people like date or whatever.
point.
I did not see that movie nearly as many times as I saw.
Yeah, I've seen it
Step Brothers.
maybe
Oh, dude,
twice.
I've seen it a
Yeah,
lot.
You've seen it a lot.
Yeah, I like it.
That's not. That's if you think that's
Oh,
funny,
yeah,
that's your thing. Like,
As long as you don't fly any planes.
I will not fly any planes on my period,
just
at
stay
least.
away from the cockpit,
Especially on
please.
your period. Yeah.
Especially-
It's called a cockpit for a reason.
Oh,
Damn, that was good.
Oh, this is what I wanted to start the episode with, but I guess we'll do it later in the episode.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm starting to do a 24-hour feed on the Bill Squire Show podcast YouTube channel.
Okay.
And then I'm doing stand-up clips on Bill Squire YouTube channel, where it's just like a rotating like medley of clips. And I'm going to make it like that for the Bill Squire Show too. Right now it's just like one episode, but I'm going to put a bunch of clips together.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be like 4 or 5 hours long. It just takes
And
a
it
lot.
just
And it just plays
loops.
on a loop.
Okay.
And it's very cool. I'm hoping people will start engaging with it a little more.
like how long are the clips?
So for the stand-up ones, like 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay. For this show,
Well, that's what I'm going to do for this too.
oh, like 3 to 5 minute clips.
3 to 5 minute clips.
Okay.
And it'll just be like a mix-up. So like it'll say like what episode it's from, and then
Well, no, I think that's a smart move because there's just so much people will not have discovered otherwise. I think.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and but like they'll play back to back to back to back to back, but they'll all tell you where to go and watch the clips. So like, but the thing is, I'm doing this for I'm doing it for the Alan Cox Show too. I'm doing it for my stand up, and I'm going through and like cutting up these old stand-up clips that I have, and some of them are just like I forgot. You know, one of my specials is from 2011, and so
It's 12 years ago.
yeah,
That's so long. Ew.
it was a long
Don't do
time
that.
ago, and I'm talking about things very differently than I talk about
Yeah.
things now. Now it's very funny still, but it's just very
like case in point.
what's
Like
that?
for example,
There's I say the F word in a joke, which I don't use that word anymore. But in one of the jokes, I say that, which
you
I'm
say fuck, dude.
the
I know.
different F
The other F word.
Yeah. But like I'm not saying it at a gay person. I'm just
Yeah, you're
like, I'm
saying
using
it,
it
yeah.
lazily.
Contextually,
Right. I'm using it lazily. I'm being, but like I own that. Like
Are
I
you
don't
not
love
supposed to use that word?
It's not
Which
great.
word?
Say
The
it.
other F.
Say it.
That blew my joke in the fucking dirt.
What was your joke gonna be? Do we fuck up?
I gotta delete a bunch of my tweets now, guys.
Sorry.
We're just like calling. We're just egging them on. Like, say it. Get canceled, fucker.
Say it.
Do it. Fucking do it.
So like
Dear.
you know, it's funny just going back through those clips because some of them are very clever and silly, and some of them are just like I'm like whoa,
Racist
yeah.
as fuck.
Yeah, no, honestly, not racist as fuck, but definitely racial.
Yeah, like,
Bill's like, anybody else think it's bullshit slavery doesn't exist anymore? Timestamp 2019.
That's a new bit I'm working on.
If you hate the taste of Bud Light, you'll love Bill Squire's
But
new
I
45
just got-
minutes.
Oh my god.
I have a new bit that I'll tell you it off the air because I think it's very funny, but it is dancing between raindrops. Like it is, if I can tell it the way I want to tell it, it is fucking hilarious. But a lot of people can take it the wrong way, which is
mean-
my favorite kind of comedy.
Yeah. Oh, I like it too.
Look, I know Louis C.K. got himself in some trouble, but he opens the one special and he just calls someone a faggot, and then he dances his way through the use of that word and
Yeah.
makes it very funny. So
Right, and that's the contextual thing. Like where like I use it in this joke on here is I say how like women, like there's words that you can call them that would just send them off the deep end. But if I get called that word, I'm just like, yeah, pull out your dick, I'll suck it. Like I'll just call your bluff. I'll call your bluff. Like I'm not like getting all like I'm like, yeah.
That's not like
Yeah.
punching down at
No,
all.
no.
You know what I
No,
mean? Like,
no.
No, I'm
that's a
actually I'm
good-
like I'm
yeah.
leaning into
Right,
it.
exactly. Like I'm gay as fuck.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, so
No, I think that's I don't see why that couldn't work.
Yeah, no, it
No,
sounds
it's-
like it.
but it's just not
I don't want to
not where I'm
sound.
at anymore.
I don't want to sound like a
Oh.
But
So
fuck
sorry,
whatever. I was-
guys.
that
So
was good.
sorry.
That was
I
strong.
couldn't even warn.
No,
Yeah.
didn't need to.
I didn't.
I also think that people on both sides of the culture war are just getting a little fucking exhausted.
Right.
Yes,
like,
I think
and that's why I don't
there's
try
a
to
this point,
police
honestly.
anybody but myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's where I'm at. Like, I'm not trying to say anybody else can do this or that, but I
Set your
hold
boundaries.
I hold myself to certain standards, and like there's growth there, and like and also like laziness that I think is being passed off as like being edgy,
Mhm.
and I don't think like for someone that's been doing it as long as me, like I know the difference between just being like lazy and going for an easy joke versus actually trying, like I said, to dance between the raindrops and find that clever joke that is still going to offend some people, but like it's not with malice or anything
If you're
like
not
that.
taking some risks, are you really doing your job at the same
Right,
time?
yeah.
You know, like
Well, and the things too is like people always think taking risks is with comedy, it's all about being edgy, but I think being silly can be just as dangerous on stage because you have to establish a rapport with the audience where they're gonna go silly with you or they're gonna go down like a weird.
no, I'm saying though, not to cut you off,
Yeah.
is like if you have a bit with the word faggot in it,
Yeah.
and you believe thoroughly that it's a funny bit, you're going to take the risk of pissing off of people misunderstanding the context of what you're
Right.
doing.
Yes, absolutely.
That's the risk. I'm not saying like get on stage just be like fag, pussy.
Right.
You know,
No,
like,
but I'm saying
Bud Light's for losers. you
But
know, like-
yeah, but what I'm saying is like there's actually like there's risk in so many ways doing stand up because things that I find like funny
People think are stupid as
people
hell.
think are so
Yeah,
stupid.
I feel you.
Like one of those examples is I have that joke about going to the pyramids. And it's so fucking stupid. But it's really like it's stupid but clever at the same time. It's my favorite kind of
the way you circle it all back around
Yeah.
is the charm of that joke. to
right.
me.
And so when I can do something like that, that's when I'm like, oh yeah, like I need to take them on this journey. So I have to sell it like I actually have been through this experience so that when I make that turn into a really goofy premise, they're laughing and not groaning.
Yeah. I mean, but again, I go back to it's just you're gonna have, and you almost need to an extent, a handful of people that are gonna be addicted to getting mad at shit. And
Yeah.
they're either gonna genuinely not get the joke,
Oh yeah.
or they're gonna choose to fucking run with it and say, "Can you believe this problematic guy?"
Mhm.
named-"
Right, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
We love those
Did you say I love those
people.
people?
I love those people. I'm just trying to
I
close.
just think like
Annoying.
not to go to the Bud Light thing, but as soon as like that news dropped, I just was like, here's a bunch of annoying people that are addicted to getting mad about every
Right.
which
Yeah.
way. Like I'm gonna have to listen to this for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah,
You
it's
know.
insane.
Yeah.
And I have
Mm-hmm.
to an extent. I don't know. I'm good at ignoring shit.
I actually did a joke this week where like afterwards I was like I was happened to be drinking a Bud Light, so I like held up the can afterwards like because I was it's the joke where I go I don't even want to do it because it's like part of what I'm working on, but it was like for that audience and that crowd I was like well just because it's in the news and topical, it wasn't one way or the other, it was just like referencing.
I'm kind of amazed it's still in the news, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, it's because of how Bud Light handled it.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
like I on purpose don't pay attention to a lot of stuff just because it just gives me a fucking migraine. But it's like, so they hired a trans spokesperson for some campaign, right? And then
Not even that. It wasn't even
it
like
was like
that.
a contest thing, right?
No. It was
They just sent like
they sent-
free beer or whatever. right?
they sent customized cans to a bunch of influencers.
Mhm.
So, like, it was but it was like a very short campaign where it's like Dylan got this can that had her face on it, and she goes, "Hey, Bud Light sent me this can, thanks." But they sent a bunch of cans to a bunch of other like.
She just happened to get the traction.
Yeah, she just got the traction
Yeah.
because people were like, "Oh, Bud Light is gonna give a trans person a can." Like, there was no like big release where like all the
Right,
Bud
right.
Light.
I knew it wasn't very
it
like
was-
it wasn't even like they're doing a Super Bowl commercial
Right,
with this
yeah.
person
Yeah.
being profiled. But
It's like
like
nothing
trans people drink beer too. I just love the notion that anyone thinks a beer corporation cares
Gives one
about
Right, at
people
all.
Like, all they want
in
is
any regard.
all they want manage the most people to drink their beer. Like
They make beer.
Yeah.
It's like Philip Morris doesn't have my best interest at heart with Marlboro cigarettes anymore. Like,
If you look at any company and look at somebody in that fucking higher up, you're not going to disagree with them, I promise you.
It would be like, it would be one thing if like Whole Foods, did something malicious or had some unsavory message. We're talking about a company that makes beer.
Yeah.
It's the fuel of beating spouses and crashing your cars into walls for decades.
What? Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
You're right.
It's.
You're right. You're
Look,
right.
I like to have me some drinks, but let's not pretend for a second that whenever beer was invented, there's like, this is going to help the globe spin more wholesomely.
The economy is going to be great.
I mean, look, I thank God it exists, but
Yeah, it isn't a decision-enhancing elixir.
well, depends on what your
Enhancing
decision
it in certain
is.
ways.
In certain ways, it can. I mean, listen, they can make some awesome things happen for sure. But
Yeah, alcohol has given me some of the greatest moments of my life.
Yeah.
But also, let's.
Also not
but
great.
also, I feel like we're all pretty good drunks. I feel like
We're fun.
Yeah, like we're fun drunks.
We're
There's
pretty fun.
like these are all.
What?
I am good about my output.
Wait, I was like, have I?
No, you're fun.
I was like, have
no,
I
I
fucked
spin
up?
that. I
was like, oh,
immediately.
shit.
I looked in the mirror internally.
Okay, you're like,
I go. Oh, we've had some. We've had some nights, and we had some.
I've had some bad nights.
some
Everyone's
Uber
had
Eats.
some bad nights,
Yeah,
but
for
it's definitely like for me.
No,
it is-
Tommy. I don't care if Tommy literally like killed my puppy with a sword. Her performance on St. Patrick's Day was an all-timer. So
There's some great
Yes.
moves. Those videos. I'm gonna beat red just
it was
so you
great.
know. Yeah, no, I've had bad nights though. Slamming car doors in hotel parking lots after the medieval LARPing event.
Yeah, I mean,
would
Great
you have been
times.
just as upset even
Oh,
if
yeah.
you hadn't drank? No,
Probably. Yeah, no.
So, anyways, I'm opening the bar, guys.
Yeah, the bar's open.
I
Speaking
can't
of
wait
good times.
because I won't be there, unfortunately. Oh my
You'll
God.
be there by the time this airs. I think we'll be open. So
Yeah.
I know, but I
Yeah,
won't
that's
be
what
there.
we're doing Mondays now.
Yeah.
We tried this Sunday thing for this company that I was working with, and I was like, this doesn't seem to make any sense. So now we're doing Mondays.
Did you fire them or do they still work for you?
I fired them.
Okay.
I mean, I
bitch.
like I just
You
it
had
was,
an
a
un-
lot
you-
of money for very little return.
you had
on
an
what I was getting.
uncoupling with them.
Yeah, it was
so
an
to
un-
speak.
yeah. I mean, like we tried it out and it just didn't.
You
work
okay
for-
over there?
Especially
What's
for like
going-
I
what I was
lost
saying.
your
Them.
thing. I just realized.
right here.
Oh, fucking thank God. I was rubbing my pockets like I lost the
You have this whole renaissance with baggy pants, and you can't even be trusted. That's not falling out of tight pants, Tommy.
You're right.
You have cargo pants on. You have fastenable pockets, and you're
They're fake because I'm a girl. They don't give us real
On your-
pockets.
on
You
your-
They're
know that's cargo pants?
literally.
Deftones khakis right there.
Oh wait, but they're still pockets. They just don't fasten.
They
They're
just
all-
don't fit. They were in the pocket.
Also,
and
they are very nice. They are very
You
nice
like them?
pants. I
Thank
do.
you.
like
I
them.
hemmed them 4 inches.
Did you hem them yourself?
Well, I used
You had
hem
them?
tape, so
Okay.
iron.
But
No,
no, that's-
I was going to hem them, but
Yeah.
it's still.
Listen, I'm not
story.
gonna get down there and check
It's a
for
long story.
stitching.
That is fine.
I don't care. But if
Yeah.
you're the ones that did it, you
I
did
did
it.
the thing.
That's
yeah.
what I had to do when I was a kid because I was short but
Yeah.
a little chubby, and so I had to have the old pants like where my mom would hem the pants.
Yeah.
Hell
because it
yeah.
was- That's
Same.
that's the
Did you
worst.
did you buy Husky? You have to buy Husky jeans as well.
And I wasn't even like it was past that point because it was when I was
What do you
going
mean?
because it wasn't
What do you
like I was.
mean?
You know what do you mean?
like obese?
No.
Oh.
I mean like past that like
Like,
because Husky
Husky's
was
just like-
Husky was just like a designation for like kid size.
Yeah. Oh.
So
okay.
this is like getting into like adult size.
I was a fat kid. Husky was
Yeah.
basically a nice way of saying, "Hey, is your kid a little porker?"
I love
Here's some
Husky.
Husky
No,
jeans."
yeah, my brothers love you guys. But yeah, also Husky boys.
I remember,
but
like-
you're just like it was past Husky.
It was
so like I was just thinking obese. Like
it was
you were
past
massive.
it was past kid sizes.
I
And
see.
Basically, like instead of being able to wear like a
What's the adult Husky?
just 40 plus inches.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
no, you know,
It's called
they
petite
stop
for a girl.
treating you with kid gloves once you turn like in your 30s. They're
No,
just
when you're a
like,
girl,
No, they
you're
just give you the
petite.
inches and say
Yeah.
this is what you are now.
in my darkest days of depression and being like wider, I remember I had to go get us fitted for a suit, and the lady at, I believe, K&B, what is it? K&D Men's Warehouse. K&G.
I think Men's Warehouse is just Men's Warehouse.
Okay, so Men's Warehouse. She took out the measuring tape, and I just remember in my mind, like for the waist, and I just go, oh, this ain't gonna be good. And she reaches all the way around me, and she just looks at me. She goes, 46.
Ooh.
I don't know what that means.
And she just stared at me.
Big.
So
I mean, I know it means what it means, but I don't know how big that is compared to other people.
It was like you've taken your hands off the wheel, my man, type size. But I was just like, ooh, and then she just looked at me, and I think she didn't even realize how long she was staring at me. But I go, oh,
it is what it is, man. Like this is it.
I was like, so do you have this in black?
Yeah, so that's why like when you're that big, you got to go to the XL stores where it's a big fat guy measuring you.
The big and talls?
Yeah.
You
don't need a lady.
Was it Destination XL or something like that?
Yeah, they always have X in it. It's always it's always some.
At least
they all
one
sound like
X.
DMX albums.
Vin Diesel late '90s action film. So yeah, Husky. You don't get to be Husky as an adult.
No, you're just a fatso.
Yeah, you're just you love to eat is what they say. Yeah,
because they don't like the women plus size stores. Like you never know. Like Lane Bryant.
You don't know?
Like I know because I've been with like I'm in like I know women. Like I know Torrid. I know
women.
I know Torrid. I know Lane Bryant.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have known these things without women telling me that they were like. When
I
went to
didn't
the
know
mall,
Lane Bryant was for bigger girls.
right? And then like you find out through other people, and you go, oh, okay. But like every men's store that's XL is like very like
big and tall, fat men.
It's like, cool.
It's like XX Piggy Boy.
Go on a diet. Oh.
XX. If this episode is not
Piggy
called
boy.
XX Piggy Boy, I don't know what to fucking tell you,
I
man.
mean, we can do that. We can do that.
I'm changing my fucking social handles to that.
XX Piggy Boy.
XX Piggy Boy also
That
just
sounds
sounds
like a
like
porn
yeah, it sounds like
also.
some OnlyFans shit.
Well, I think you gotta go to the 3 X's for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. You lose all.
I spent 9 straight days drinking rum and booze. I've had 2 White Claws, and for whatever reason,
You feel just as good as
dude, I feel like
Yeah.
yeah, I love all y'all. It's like. I was at like an industry conference in Austin, and I just kept saying to be like, "Oh, I cannot get Cleveland drunk in front of other professionals. These are people that regard me." And I look around, it's just all dudes in like bearded dudes in black t-shirts they haven't washed in 7 days and shit. I go, no one gives a fuck.
Nobody
one
cares.
fuck.
I was like, that's why you got into a career for drawing pictures, because you're not worried about decorum.
Yeah. All right. Well, the bar should be open by the time this episode's out, or like around the time this episode comes out.
Yeah.
Damn, did I lose it again?
We're gonna figure it out after this. Okay. All right. All right.
These pockets are horrible, guys. Wait.
I can't say what
This is
Tommy
a
is
fact.
looking for right now because it's kind of a secret, clandestine, secret thing.
Presents.
Yeah, but
There's so many pockets, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a whole thing going on over there.
That's a lot.
Tommy, just get up and jump real quick. Like, just sort of shake it loose.
It's gone.
It's somewhere
That's
in
gonna
there.
be a clip too.
Oh, wait, I found it in my cargo pocket.
There you go.
That's where it
You
should
were-
have been the whole
yeah,
time.
That's where it was. That's how
I
you
got
put it in there.
guys.
I feel like we've reached new heights with this episode, to be
Woo,
honest
we
with you.
have.
Oh, careful. Okay.
That was just a bag that did that.
There's just a bag that did that. I miss plastic bags so much. Because everywhere I go to grocery shop, it's all paper bags now.
Yeah, no, I
5
don't-
cents.
Paper
Yeah.
bags are a nightmare to carry up 3 flights of stairs.
I
And you have
hate
like
it.
6 bags.
I hate it.
Anything. Ugh. Yeah.
And like, for whatever reason, this Heinen's can still do plastic bags.
Yeah, look.
And I had to
no,
go
no.
there twice today, and I was like, I'm feeling pretty fancy with this plastic bag.
Artificial intelligence is here. We're not going to make it, guys. Just let me fucking carry my groceries
Right,
in plastic
exactly.
bags. It's fine.
It's fine.
And I save them
It's not
all.
going to be fine, but
I
it's
don't
Yeah.
throw my plastic bags away.
I use them again.
No
I
one
use them
does. You have a
again.
giant ball of them.
Yeah,
In the
and it's
the
running
cupboard
low because
yes.
we haven't had.
I've got some plastic bags if you need them. I don't
I'm
have
gonna-
cats that shit anymore, so you can have some.
I also have
They're
in my
bad.
apartment. This will really cement myself as a piece of shit. I have probably 14 reusable grocery bags that I just
But you
never
still use
remembered.
plastic.
Because I never remember to bring
Same.
them.
Oh, I never remember bringing them. Like, and when I do, I feel like such a
Weirdo?
hero. Like,
Oh,
when I
hero.
get, like,
Oh,
I'm
let
like,
me.
like I walk into the store like swinging them around my head. I'm like, look
These are
who's
mine.
actually good at this.
Captain Planet came for
Yeah.
some celery, motherfuckers.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Thanks for checking out this
Okay.
episode. XX Piggy Boy. We will see you guys next week. Check out BillSquire.com to see upcoming dates. You got a burp?
No, I thought I
no,
did
no,
for
I
a
thought
second.
you did.
Sorry, we all were
just
just like,
macho
Check
manning
out,
right
go to my
now.
YouTube channel
Reagan?
and watch the
Nixon? Whoever it was?
24/7 watch the 24/7 stand-up clips. Hit like on it, all that shit. Tommy.
I'm not going home after this.
Tommy LC and everything.
Tommy LC and
Like
everything.
OnlyFans.
Should we all go get a drink somewhere?
Yeah! Old 86 bar on Instagram.
I feel like I've always known what your
Chest that
chest looks
everybody,
like.
I've always known what this looks like.
Wow.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
This is the Bill Squire Show.